It's now evolved into micro-franchising, and that's really providing support for proven, profitable, brandable businesses and helping their owners package that business up for sale. The Township Project would not be, without a doubt, if it did not have Martha Deacon. She's a commercial and corporate lawyer by trade. She's also head of corporate finance as an investment banker. And if that wasn't impressive enough, she became an entrepreneur. She created a company called P1 Parking Systems, and she later sold that to Imperial Parking. And then while vacationing in Africa, well, that's where her story in this project really begins. With her today, we have two South Africans who developed their businesses into successful franchises. And I think you'll be very interested in hearing their stories. So let's welcome the Townships Project founder, CEO, and she's from Charlottetown, Martha Deacon, and then joining her will be Lindy Shabambo, the owner of a company called Made For You, and Happy Peary, the owner of Happy's Candle Making. Martha?
Township Town.
Thank you, Mark. And thank you, Investors Group, for the privilege of addressing you this morning about the Townships Project. As Mark has indicated, we are a Canadian registered charity working in South Africa to promote microlending and microfranchising as a strategy to end systemic poverty. We pick up where Education Without Borders leaves off. Youth unemployment in South Africa, according to the South African Labour Force Survey for 2015, is over 60%, 63.1% to be precise. So what do these wonderful kids do when they graduate from university? This project resulted from a visit I made 18 years ago in November 1998 to Soweto. Our tour bus stopped on the muddy verge of a grass patch covered by some packing cases. Inside those packing cases were photographs of the events of June 16, 1976, the day that is said to mark the beginning of the end of apartheid, the day that 12-year-old Hector Peterson was killed. Seeing those pictures changed my life. I got off the bus to look at some photos, and I got back on, determined to start a microlending institution in South Africa to fight systemic poverty, provided I could find township partners to do so. I found those partners, and we made our first loans in the township of Umdansani outside East London in April 1999, more than 17 years ago. Today you will hear from two individuals who have picked up the torch of those courageous youth of the 1970s. Both come from shacks in townships, and both are determined to build businesses and jobs for today's underprivileged. We must end systemic poverty, and we believe microlending and microfranchising together offer a way to do just that. Next slide. From 1998 to 2010, over the next dozen years, the Townships Project supported 5 microlending organizations in 5 different provinces in South Africa. We supported more than 50,000 loans and transformed the lives of many families. Our mostly female clients were hawking clothes, doing sewing, selling school snacks and traditional foods such as fat cakes and mohodo, running a home-based spaza or tuck shop, providing childcare for others in their homes. In 12 years, we learned that microlending is effective, but that it is not enough by itself to escape poverty. That is because these tiny microloans go to anybody who needs them and is committed to repaying them. Most of these borrowers are not entrepreneurs by choice, they're entrepreneurs by necessity. If they were offered a job tomorrow, their businesses would shut down this afternoon. For that reason, we learned to search out the entrepreneurs by choice, individuals who have business creativity in their blood. Offer them a job and they will refuse it. They are the untapped golden resource in their townships' communities. Their profitable businesses, once branded and replicated, can be sold as micro-franchises and paid for by microloans. This strategy promotes exponential job growth in township areas. This strategy can defeat systemic poverty. Next slide, please. What is a micro-franchise? Well, it's a tiny, profitable business that can provide a living for at least one household. First, the business has to be profitable because we all know if you clone losses, you have a real disaster on your hands. Next, it has to be brandable and replicable. Each business will provide a whole family with food and school fees, their necessities of life, as well as instilling a culture of entrepreneurship, an I-can-do-it approach in the whole family. We started by hiring Jayshree Padiachi in 2010 as our project director for micro-franchising. Jayshree's with us today, and I hope you can meet her during lunch and afterwards. In 2011, we held a micro-franchising launch in Kailicha outside Cape Town, focused on finding eligible businesses to package and sell. We partnered with Standard Bank and with the University of Cape Town Graduate School of Business. What did we learn? We learned that it's very tough to find profitable, replicable, brandable businesses and micro businesses. Our next focus, we were developing an effective way of locating these top micro entrepreneurs in townships. Next slide, please. In 2012, we held a second micro-franchising launch, this time in Soweto, in partnership with the University of Johannesburg and the South African Department of Trade and Industry. By this time, we'd solved the problem of finding the top micro-entrepreneurs in any township. We used a strategy called asset-based community-driven development, ABCD, and it worked brilliantly. It's something that First Lady Michelle Obama was very familiar with in Chicago. It came out of Chicago. It actually focuses on the question, what do we have, rather than what do you need? It's an active question rather than a victim question. The next challenge after that was finding a reliable funding to package the businesses into micro-franchises. The Department of Trade and Industry had promised funding in 2011, but it didn't happen, although they continued to support our micro-franchising launches. So in 2014, we held a third micro-franchising launch, this time in partnership with the Vaal University of Technology south of Johannesburg. By this time, we solved our funding problem by ourselves making small cash investments in 4 of the businesses that we chose that year, including Made For You, created by Lindiwe Shabambo, and Happy's Candle Making, created by Happy Piri, both of whom are here today and will be speaking to you in a minute. Our first launch in 2011 had attracted the attention of the South African Department of Trade and Industry, known as the DTI. Jayshree has worked with them for the past 5 years to develop micro-franchising as a key strategy in the national fight against systemic poverty. This portfolio is now lodged in the new Department of Small Business, created in 2014. This new department, next slide, of small business is now tendering a 3-year contract to package 15 businesses. On that note, I'm now thrilled to introduce Lindiwe Shabambo of Made For You and Happy Puri of Happy's Candle Making as 2 of the businesses we found, supported, and are developing to become successful micro-franchises. Lindiwe's business will be part of the first 5 businesses covered by the 3-year Department of Small Business contract, and Happy plans to be part of the last 5 in year 3. Over to you, Lindiwe.
Lindiwe Shabambo is a mother of 3. She comes from an underprivileged background and after matric could not further her studies. She had to find employment to raise cash to further her studies. She then worked as a domestic worker and later managed to further her studies. She realized the need for skills development and job creation in her own community, using the same sector as the yardstick. She believes that through empowerment and training of others, she can impact positively on her respective community and the economy at large. She founded Made For You from a shack in a township called Soshanguve, with just one old computer and a cell phone, where she started recruiting women from her community and training them on simple skills. Lindiwe identified women from humble backgrounds who show the capacity, discipline, and integrity required for any work environment, especially household, baby care, child minding, or care for the elderly and people with special needs. Lindiwe has been recognized for many awards and received huge media coverage.
Thank you very much, Martha. Thank you, Mark, and the entire investors group for affording us an opportunity to be here. As I was sitting and listening to the interview by the CEO, I was taking a bit of notes, and I'm going to apply some of the principles in my business. I'm just saying. My name is Lindiwe Shibambo. I am a former domestic worker. I used to clean houses, I used to cook, I used to look after other family, their children. I'm the founder of Made for You. First slide, please. Made for You market consists of unemployed women, unskilled and uneducated women that are mainly in townships and areas where there's high degree of unemployment. It also consists of middle and upper class households that are looking for quality domestic workers, nannies, care workers, and home-based care workers. Our services within Made for You includes recruitment, training, placement, and compliance aspect related to this sector. Why most employers choose Made for You? We are fully licensed and compliant. We are registered for all the requirements as per the Labor Relations Act. We provide a safe environment for employers to source and interview potential employees. All employees within our database are screened and trained. We provide monthly admin of compliance issues such as disciplinary codes, employment contract, performance assessment, and other HR-related issues. Why employees themselves choose us? We provide a safe environment for unemployed women with no skills and education to find jobs. We provide a platform for them to acquire training and have benefits such as Provident Fund, medical aid, UIF, and so forth. We also ensure that employees are well protected within these households through compliance with all the labor requirements. Employees can contact us should they encounter any personal problems. For example, if an employee is diagnosed with HIV, she can call us and we therefore can link her to our other partners. Or if an employee experiences domestic abuse, we are able to link her to our other partners. Next slide. Here are our financials for the last 2 years. These are the audited financial statements. As you can see, our revenue have doubled. And this is due to the financial injection and support that we received from Townships Project. From working from a shack, we were able to build our first signature branch that is well branded, well finished, and is now well marketed. This produced immediate results, and our bottom line shows it. Our net profit after tax increased more than 6-fold. We are now ready to be micro-franchised. Next slide. Made for You is perfect for micro-franchising, and this is mainly because of these 4 reasons. The first one, we are indeed profitable, as you have seen in our financials. Secondly, our brand is nationally recognized. We have won awards. In total, we've won 15 awards, including 2015 National Small Business Champion, 2015 National Social Entrepreneur, and the National Premier Award for Job Creation and Skills Development. Thirdly, we are easily replicable. We have a proven business formula, therefore no previous experience is required. We hire based on character and character alone. We offer affordable startup costs with high income potential. The 4th reason is that our business is needed in every township to create jobs, to develop skills. In Gauteng alone, there are 650 townships. We already have 200 participants that have applied for the micro-franchise, and franchisees themselves want to create jobs in their own communities. Our centralized database gives every job seeker from any township an equal opportunity for jobs, workshops, training, and support. Next slide. This is what a micro-franchise would look like. The capital startup needs to be 185 for a home-based branch and a maximum of 385 for a mall-based branch. The anticipated outcome is to service 150 clients with an annual revenue anticipated at 2.9. The fixed anticipated expenses are 1.2. Our variable costs are included within our cost. And with this particular micro-franchising, we believe that we'll be fulfilling our promise of low startup cost and with high income. In conclusion, I'd like to say personally, people often ask me why I do what I do. And my answer is simple. I am driven by my purpose, consumed by my passion, and confronted by my dreams. My dreams of wanting to get out of poverty from a young age, but not only to get out of poverty alone, but take thousands with me along. I thank Martha and the Township Project that last year alone, through your assistance, we were able to create jobs for 2,000 women. On that note, I welcome Happy Piri.
Piri hails from a very poor family in Soweto. In 1994, when Mandela was released, he returned to Soweto with the hopes of starting a life there. Happy found himself involved with the wrong crowd, where he was badly influenced by his then peers. At a young age, he started a life of crime, trying to fend for himself and his family. The promises of democracy were not as rosy as he thought. He was arrested for a housebreaking robbery that went wrong and was given a 25-year life sentence. Prison life was extremely difficult, and he wondered how he would manage for so many years. He appealed his case many times, but failed dismally each time. Happy knew that to keep his sanity, he needed to keep busy. He decided that he wanted to change his life and went on to complete his schooling career. He started from grade 1 and went on to complete his matric. He knew that the chances of finding employment once he was released were very slim, and decided to learn how to manufacture candles once he completed his matric. Knowing that once he was out, this trade would enable him to earn a living. He went on to attend candle making classes. He was released after 14 years, and once out of prison, his wife secured a 20,000 loan to purchase a candle making machine for him to start his business. Happy now believes that being poor is not an excuse to resort to crime, and that we are all equal in God's eyes.
Hello to everyone. My name is Happy Piri, the owner of Happy's Candle Making. The company was established in 2011 and it is based in Soweto. We manufacture all types of candle, ranging from basic to custom made. The quality, the uniqueness of our product is determined by its qualities compared to our competitors. Next slide. We also manufacture candle to meet the needs of informal settlement. They often lack access to electricity, which means the children and the youth have no lights for their studies or to do their homework. Candles, therefore, are not luxury, but a necessity. This is a major market for my candle, and it will not go away anytime soon. It is our largest market. Next slide. A secondary market is found in the lower and middle-class group due to power outages that are experienced throughout South Africa. Almost every home purchases and keep candle as the outages occur mostly in the evening. The third market is churches and traditional healers. Let's start. Here are my financial results for the year ended 29 February 2014. Our total sales for the year, 12 tons of wax, it was 460,800. That is 1 ton of wax a month. Cost of materials such as wax, stearic acid, C8 and wick is 180,000. Fixed costs such as the salaries and rents, 179 and 400, leaving a profit of 83,400. As we can see, we are already making a profit while using 1 ton of wax per month. Just this month, I was able to purchase a much larger candle making machine, which enabled me to use 12 tons of wax each month. Up from 1 ton, increasing my production 12-fold. By buying in bulk, reduce my cost of wax by 6,800 per ton, or an astonishing 81,600 per month, based on using 12 tons each month, which our new machine can now produce. Almost all of this amount falls direct to our bottom line. So our annual bottom line becomes our monthly bottom line. Next slide. In addition, if we micro-franchise, the saving of 6,800 per ton of wax is more than sufficient to pay 2 individuals from raw material saving alone. This saving will allow a micro-franchising business to prosper. The cost saving on wax alone can drive the business model. There is a great market for my kangen in the township environment. By replicating my business, I can give women and youth a chance to own their own businesses. Each micro-franchise will create a minimum of 2 jobs. The business model is simple. If they work hard, produce the kangen, and give good customer service, they will succeed. The Townships Project has made it possible for me to overcome my biggest challenges, keeping proper financials. We purchased a QuickBook financial package and trained Solomon Kabela in it, solely now assisting in managing my financials. Previously, I operated on a cash basis and I did not make use of a bank account. I now have a bank account and all this financial business activity is being done through it. I have also registered to pay tax. I am very determined to micro-franchise my business in the next 3 years through the micro-franchising incentive of the Department of Small Business Development. Thank you, and over to you.
Thanks, Abby. In conclusion, our work continues on a much more significant trajectory than I could have anticipated in 1998. In Canada, we have raised and spent about $2.5 million over the last 18 years, about $140,000 annually. During that 18 years, we have learned how to source and nurture top townships entrepreneurs. We have reached a point where we know that a $10,000 to $20,000 direct investment can launch a micro business on the road to micro-franchising. With each gift we receive at this level, we can launch one proven, profitable, self-perpetuating business, creating at least 2 jobs and 2 new taxpayers. Nous sommes si fiers de notre équipe ici en Afrique du Sud. Merci de votre intérêt. We are grateful for your interest and we hope that we have won your support. Thank you.
More wonderful stories for us. Reminder as well that principles in business hold true wherever your business is. Thank you very much for sharing them. We really do appreciate you being here and certainly wish you all the best as your profits grow and the businesses grow as well. Now, the fourth